Hi babes, welcome to my channel, Just Bernie. My name is Bernadette. All my friends and subscribers call me Bernie. So if you are not yet a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your notification bell, that way you will be notified every time I drop new videos just like this. For all the returning Bernie babes, welcome back and thank you guys so much for your support. I really do appreciate you. For the Bernie babes in the making, you know, you're the ones, you come over, you kiki with us, we love you. However, we would love you even more if you went ahead and hit the big red subscribe button right there. Go ahead and hit it. One big perk of being an official member of the Bernie Babe fam, you will be able to turn on that notification bell. Set it to all, that way you won't miss any activities I have here on YouTube. Yeah, just like that. Easy peasy. That's it, just like that. I hope you guys are all doing well. I am doing fine, thank you very much. Today's video is a get ready with me. We're going to be discussing what's been going on with me and my health. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the TikTokers. They've been in the news and they've been all over the streets, you know. Let's get my little take on the TikTokers. That's what I call them, TikTokers. Everything that I use is going to be in the description bar. So if you're interested in what I'm using, just go in the description bar. I always link my shades and everything. Before we get into it, this is your daily weekly reminder that SPF is part of the skincare routine and you should not be skipping it. Today's SPF is this one right here from Joieuse. I'm butchering this name. They did send me their skincare products to review. This is their sunscreen mineral moisturizer, broad spectrum SPF 30. This is really nice and the price point is really good. You guys can, if you're interested in this one here, you can look in the link in my description bar and you'll also get to save a little bit off on it. It is an affiliate link, so I will make a commission. Everything what I make, I always put back into the channel to continue to produce content for you guys. The only thing what I would say about this, it does leave somewhat of a cast that can take a little bit, maybe I would say about, that's it there, so I would say it takes about 2 minutes for this cast to like absorb into the skin. I'm just gently rubbing it until it dissolves. I normally would leave it at this point right here, and within about a minute or two it will dissolve into the skin. It's been about a minute or so since I applied it. Now the purpose of this segment is never to tell you which SPF to use. It is just to remind you that SPF is important and you should not be skipping it. Again, if you're interested in this one, there's a link in the description bar that you can go ahead and follow. Go over to their website and you'll see all of the different skincare products that they have. Whatever you purchase, you can still use my discount code as much as for the SPF. Anything on their website, you can use my discount code. I'm going to prime using this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. This little one is almost finished, but I've been enjoying this so much, I've already re-up on it. I have been preferring to use this cream from Charlotte as a base. I feel like it really moisturizes and hydrates my skin. What I'm about to share with you guys is my experience. I'm not anti anything and I'm not a doctor. I've had my medical team from the duration of my health issue with my primary care doctor being my primary care doctor for well over 20 years. He is hands down one of the best, if not the best, primary general doctor here on the island. I had told you guys, you know, I was gonna share everything with you once I felt comfortable and once I knew, like beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is what is going on with me. We find all kind of names for this stupid thing, but I'm not even gonna be playing word games with it. It's COVID-19, okay? In 2018, I got the flu and that almost killed me. When COVID hit, my doctors were extremely concerned that I just, you know, that this is just gonna be bad for me. Like if I get this, the outcome is bleak. When you can't fight off the flu, like how you gonna fight something like this? Like I can remember my doctor telling me that the pneumonia that was being caused by this was a different pneumonia than the one that I had when I had the flu and almost died in 2018. So we went through extreme lengths to protect me. Even before that got locked down, we locked the house down. I legit put something up on my social media and I posted a sign on the door. Because at the time the island was on lockdown, people were starting to work remotely and some companies were starting to like close up. And people was taking that to me and go visiting family members. So for us to avoid that, I put a sign on our door like, hey, if you know me, you know that, you know, I'm really sick and I almost died from flu. So I even put my telephone number on the door. So you want to, hey, call us. See you when we see you, but you ain't coming inside this house. That's the extreme lengths we went to make sure that I didn't get the virus. I did end up getting the virus in late 2021, but by that time I was already fully vaccinated. I want to say maybe since about a year ago I started struggling with my ankles being swollen. My feet and my ankles would get swollen. Sometimes it would hurt and other times it would just be uncomfortable, like extremely uncomfortable. I'd feel my skin stretching. I saw my pain management doctor last year. I was thinking it was on one leg. So I was telling him about it and he like was examining me. He went to touch my leg, but he was on the what I thought was the wrong one. And before I had a chance to say to him, no, it's not that one, when he moved his hand, this giant dent was there from where he pushed into it. So he thought I had some kind of protein issue. So I got tested, came back, that wasn't it. Around the holiday time, you guys remember I was struggling with the dentist trying to extract a tooth. So I decided to go see my primary care doctor to see if he, you know, could call my dentist and give her any advice, tips, whatever, on how to numb me up. I've been going to this doctor since 2000. My doctors work together. It is truly a team that keeps me healthy, as healthy as possible. My doctor walked in and he could immediately tell that something was wrong with me. He thought I was coming to him for the swelling. And then that's when we started letting him know, you know, no, this has been going on for a little while and we're not sure what it is. That's what the pain management doctor suspected, but it turned out that it wasn't that. So he says, already, I think I know what it is. You may have fluids around your heart. Hidden edema is what he diagnosed me with. The swelling was almost at my knees and I hadn't noticed it. Right then, my primary care doctor did an ultrasound to confirm his suspicion that I had hidden edema and that it was a symptom of fluids around my heart. For the ultrasound, it was scary because he had like a difficult time locating my heart. The liver moved slightly out of place and pushed my heart out of place slightly as well. So he had a difficult time trying to find it. I remember like when he was like trying to do it, we could tell something was going on, and he said something about my liver, and my husband and I kind of look at each other. I take a whole host of medication. I'm gonna run them down on the screen. We're going on year number 11 of this. Starting from like year number 7, we had, you know, been talking about our concerns about what these meds are doing. You know, my body wasn't made to absorb medication at the rate that it is. So, you know, it's kind of a, you know that you're gonna have side effects from it. So when he mentioned the liver, we kind of looked at each other, and I remember just stopping and saying a prayer right then as he was doing it. Thankfully, the liver is okay. So he confirmed that I have fluids around my heart. Now, what caused the fluid around my heart? That is what I've decided not to share until now, because as I've said before, it's controversial. Before I tell you guys what it is, I'm going to do this disclaimer again. I'm not giving you health advice. I'm telling you my experience. I'm telling you what I'm going through, and I'm telling you what my doctors, who are not quack doctors, My doctors in the US, I go to a top 10 hospital, and my doctor here is one of the best, both of them. My pain management as well as my primary care, I've been with them for years. My pain management have been with since 2014. These are doctors that I trust. What caused this? Complications from the COVID-19 vaccine. Apparently, this is something that they're noticing in about 3% of people who are vaccinated. Most of that is people who are autoimmune suppressed, who have some kind of autoimmune disease, such as myself. Again, this is only 3%. It's like when you're looking at risk benefit, 3% have this adverse effect, and 97% are okay. Obviously, the ratio, all the way up here with 97 and 3% down here. Now my body, she don't like to miss anything, okay? She's like, listen, I'm elite, so I'm not gonna be in no 97% with everyone else. I'm joining the 3%. Even like with my Crohn's disease is outside of the digestive tract, and again, that only happens with 3% of people that have Crohn's disease. So my body, I make me, she like to be the center of attention. My goddamn nerves. They prescribed me medication, and my swelling is what we're dealing with the most. Like, that's the most uncomfortable thing, is this swelling. It causes my skin to like really stretch, and when the swelling goes down, I can see sagging, which is something I have not like taken any incentives to look at any cosmetic procedures or anything to deal with that yet. I just want to wait until we know that the issue has been resolved. It is hoped that once the fluids go away, I won't be experiencing any of the symptoms, the swelling, the tiredness, fatigue, and all that other stuff that I'm going through. I won't be experiencing that. And you guys might notice that I look a little bit lighter than before. We believe my medication for the fluids around my heart has changed my skin color. Now I'm a bit lighter. I'm about maybe 2 shades lighter than I was a few months ago. That's the diagnosis. It's controversial, I know. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I have participated in drug trials before for Crohn's disease. I had to get scans, like I had to do blood work, I had to keep a journal. I spoke to the doctors who were conducting it at least once a week, so I know the process. I know you don't develop a drug as quickly as the vaccines were developed. I know that takes a longer time. It takes about 5 years, sometimes 7 years. So I knew when I got vaccinated, I described it as the biggest human drug trial ever. These vaccines were first released on emergency approval, meaning they had not been fully vetted. I knew that. I knew if a cold nearly killed me, that I needed to listen to my doctors. Given the same circumstances we had in 2021 when I got vaccinated, knowing that it might cause the issues I'm having now, I would still get vaccinated. When I got COVID at the end of 2021, I did pretty well. At first we worried that, it was gonna be catastrophic, but I had just received my 2nd dose. And I did fine. I mean, it was, the hardest thing was breathing. I could hear myself struggling to breathe, and I was tired, but I didn't have to be hospitalized. I know it's the vaccine that kept it from getting to that point. So given the same set of circumstances, with my doctors having the same information that they had in 2021, I would have still gotten vaccinated. A decision was made for me not to get boosted for a 4th, not to get the 2nd booster, so get that now 4th. So the decision was made by my doctors and myself. If your doctor is telling you to get boosted, you make up your mind based off of what your doctor is telling you. So now that we've talked about my health, we're all caught up on that. The next thing I wanted to talk about, the TikTokers. They've been having a lot of drama. I don't comment on drama. I don't comment on anything that's going on in the quote-unquote beauty community. I feel like the whole name beauty community gets a really bad rap, and people don't make a distinction as to who are the problematic people. So the beauty community as a whole is dubbed problematic, more so than any other community on social media. Now we have TikTok, and I guess people, I don't know why, were expecting it was not going to be problematic. Why? You know what I mean? The same reasons that caused the problems here on YouTube, they didn't go away. The only thing that happened was people migrated and moved over to TikTok. And then you had a younger generation. You're talking about really young people. We were all young, the late teens and early 20s. That is not the time when you're making the best decisions of your life. But some of the things that happens, especially over on TikTok, if it applies, hopefully something I say will help you to understand why that behavior is not okay. My first experience with the viral TikTok whole thing was with the KVD Good Apple Foundation Balm. You guys remember that? I was all set to review it. Once the foundation was available, I'm watching everyone else's reviews. I'm sure you guys find it difficult to really know how something performs because almost everything is received as being the next best thing. That's what was happening with the Good Apple Foundation Balm. Everyone was singing his praises. Okay, cool. Then I started noticing like the thumbnails started changing and people started saying, why did TikTok make this foundation go viral? Why did TikTok make this foundation stop? At that point, I started to side-eye the foundation, I'm not even gonna lie. Since I have been wearing makeup and creating beauty content, in my experience, whenever a product is hyped, you can't live, you're not gonna be able to live, not here on this earth, without this product. I've learned, just stay away from it. just stay away from it. I decided to go over on TikTok and I'm watching them, right? They're basically all the same video. All I saw was this. I'm using the bronze today. This is the Say bronzer. You know, it's a flat packaging like this. So all I saw was people would dip into it. Of course, they cut how much times they dab into it, and then they would do this. And I'm like, okay, carry on. You know what I mean? Like, carry on. Are you going to blend it? Is this it? That kind of like really turned me off on the foundation, but I was still planning on reviewing it. And I decided I wasn't gonna do a first impressions review because it was already everywhere. So I said, let me wear it and then I'll do my review. Okay. So I decided, let's give it a try today. I was like, really? You guys have never reviewed it. I own it. At the time, I remember thinking just how much power these social media apps have on us. This thing really is not anything to talk about, but here we are, you know, everyone dying to get this. It is sold out on the brand's website. It's sold out at Ulta. It's sold out at Sephora. And the more sold out it was, the more people want to see it. You know, even though it's like, oh, I just have to have my hands on it. And that's what TikTok did. I questioned whether, you know, the brand paid for that type of PR. Because if they didn't, that type of PR was millions of dollars for them. At the time, most people who were active on TikTok were young, like Gen Z. Grown-ups are actually running behind these little kids. After the whole KVD beauty thing, my first reaction wasn't to write viral makeup off. I just lamented how much power these apps, how much they influence in our spending. Since that, I've seen so many videos of people saying, I know, you know, it was like the hardest thing when it came out and it was revolutionary or said to be revolutionary, but honestly, it ain't all of that. I was amused. Like, that was my first time going over there, so I was like just amused at the stuff I was seeing there. As we fast forward to today, the app, in my opinion, has become a joke. All of these hacks, one particular brand, I just unfollowed them because whenever they would come on my screen, whenever they would come on my feed, the hack that they would be promoting would always leave me just thinking one word: why? Why did you just put makeup on your face and decided the best way to set it, the best way to preserve it is to put ice on it? What about some good old setting spray? Not all of the hacks are outrageous, but I would venture to say a good 65, maybe 70% of them are. So I just kind of look at them and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I am over watching these videos telling me, don't place it this way, that's the wrong way. No, you do how you do, I'm gonna do how I do. I take TikTok with a grain of salt, whether it's beauty or other. Before you go and spend all of your hard-earned monies on something just because TikTok made it go viral, girl, do your research. Be careful how much power you give influencers. That brings me to the other TikTok-y topic, brand trips. First off, brand trips are not new. This was a phenomenon around 2017, 2018 when I got into makeup. I think it was starting to fade out. Consumers were starting to get tired of it. And then the pandemic came and travel stopped. So that was a good opportunity for brands to take a little breather. When the first brand trip came since the pandemic, it was a brand trip with Tarte Cosmetics. And everyone was up in arms. You know, Tarte decided to fly. It looked like most of TikTok influencers, they flew them out for this trip. People were feeling like, you know, spending all this money on this trip is out of touch. You can't trust their review. Okay, well then just don't buy it. Like, I'm not hating on them for going on a brand trip. If you are following a creator, right, and that creator is constantly recommending products to you, you feel like you're wasting your money, stop buying what they recommend. You have zero credibility with me because I went ahead and spent my own hard-earned monies based off of your recommendation, and not once but twice your recommendation failed. It's a wrap. I'm not even trying to watch your videos anymore because I don't trust you. But in terms of hating on them for the brand trips, stop it. Okay, stop it. And for those who are going on the flights and lying, calling it what it is, being dishonest about how things perform, when you start buying from their codes, they're not gonna be on those flights anymore because the brand is gauging their influence. When you get fed up with them because they are constantly causing you to spend your hard-earned monies on stuff that is not working for you, and you decide to stop spending your money, their influence has dropped. And just like their influence dropped, they dropped from off that flight. They're being dishonest, and you guys are constantly seeing the dishonesty. Just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. If something goes viral, I now am at the point to where I'm like, I'm good. Does that mean everything that goes viral is not quality and not deserving of being viral? These are not considered viral. I absolutely love them. But when there is, again, a history of over and over, 7 out of 10 of the products that goes viral is crap, I'm good. I could miss out on the 3 because I just don't know which 3 they are. Get me? Because I don't know which 3 they are, I'm good. Like the last thing that I got, when it was announced, I knew it was going to get a lot of hype. But I expected that it was going to perform well, the Makeup by Mario foundation. I started to realize I was going to be disappointed with that foundation when people started uploading it on TikTok. The thing people was latching onto was this reflex that they could see outside of the packaging. They could see the shimmer. I'm like, no, you can't. It does say that it has mica in it. The amount of mica in a foundation will never be at the point it can be seen in the packaging. Think about it. Mica is used for highlighters. What does highlighter do? Highlight texture. What brand is gonna put out a foundation that's going to highlight texture? Like, just make it make sense. So when I started to see that, I was like, damn. Well, my husband brought it home from the mail. The first thing I did was pop it out of the packaging. You guys are gonna get to see that review on Shorts with Just Bernie. I'm not wearing that ever again. It's mediocre. Mediocre. I prefer the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation over that foundation. And that Sephora foundation is $20. I think some brands, they get into the ears of certain TikTokers. They're just gonna now sit down and watch the dough roll in. For me, if it's over on TikTok and they're hyping it up and they're saying it is da-da-da-da-da, I good. That's my position. I know on TikTok they pushing the puff. Obviously I can't speak to the ones that everyone is saying, you know, Amazon is just as good as the ones that cost a little bit more. I can't speak to that because I haven't tried them and I don't really plan on trying them. I'm over Amazon in general. And that's the next thing that, you know, influencers are pushing these days, the Amazon stores. You have people going on Alibaba Express and purchasing stuff and selling it on Amazon. I had to call Amazon out over medical supplies being knockoffs, like my stoma products being knockoff. And that really pissed me off. There was this store or a company calling themselves Hollister. So Hollister provides medical supplies for people that have stomas. They make medical supplies. So they have Amazon have on their website the store calling itself Hollister. So I purchased it and it was like, this thing is defective. But anyway, I truck along with them. And then when it was time for me to repurchase, I just went to repurchase. When I got my shipping confirmation, what they shipped me, that's not what I ordered. And I was like, what the heck is going on with Hollister? And that's when I realized you can purchase medical supplies from Amazon, from Hollister Inc., which is actually Hollister, or this store calling itself Hollister, selling random products, including knockoff medical supplies. I don't do the whole following influencers to their Amazon stores. I stay away from that. So that's the next thing. When you see them pushing stuff from Amazon, it's because it's an affiliate. And I have no issues with it, but I'm just letting you know.
Eternity later.
So it is obviously 100 years later, and I'm just finishing off. So I just thought I would come back and at least let you guys see what I came up with and just close this video off. I know you guys are gonna be holding me down, rocking with me, praying with me, so thank you guys in advance for that. I will keep you guys posted. As I said, my diagnosis, what I'm going through with the vaccine is not typical, it is the exception. So if you feel like you are seeing any symptoms or sounds similar to symptoms that I've discussed, my advice to you, see your doctor and follow your doctor's advice. So guys, that's gonna bring us to the end of today's video. As always, thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I really do appreciate it. If you have not yet done so, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. That does help me here on YouTube. And if you're not yet a Bernie babe, I mean at this point, you're gonna have to tell me what you're looking for. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. That way you will be notified of all the new videos we have coming. Until next time guys, please be safe. Bye.